Hey guys, so in this video, I'm going to give you pretty much a little intro and overall on how to root your Android device. So first off, in order to do this, let's start the requirements. So you definitely want to have a computer or some kind of laptop. You want to have a USB cable, obviously your phone, and a phone that you're pretty much going to lose everything on. You may not lose everything. I'm not sure if you have to or not, but expect to lose everything on and you guys definitely have to be pretty much tech savvy. If you know at least somewhat tech savvy, because I mean I am pretty tech savvy, like I'm average tech savvy, and this was definitely not easy. This took me a couple hours to do. I just was kind of just messing around, playing with things, and I rid my first device ever, which was my Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3. Samsungs are one of the, if not the hardest device to root. I mean to root because of Samsung being I think hardest to like unlock the bootloader and their the security and all that. So it's definitely one of the harder devices to root. But if you're a beginner, maybe try the OnePlus phone or like the Motorola. Those should be a lot easier to root from what other people say. Um, and expect to download a bunch of files to your computer. For most people, including me, I just was, I lost my root because I downloaded the update from Magisk and somehow lost my root. Supposedly, it's a glitch that can happen, so try to avoid that if you can. Or you might update Magisk to be fine, but again, just when you root and jailbreak, things happen, and also be mindful that a lot of that plane integrity is not fully going to work. You might get it working, then the next day it's not going to work. So just be aware of that. And for most people, they cannot get ChatGPT to work since it's a test for plane integrity. So keep that in mind as well. That there's a good chance you're not going to use plane integrity. I got plane integrity working on my rooted phone so far, but again, that can go away any second. But for most people, ChatGPT is not going to work, so you might have some issues with banking apps. So don't ever. I would never recommend using a rooted phone as your main device. I would recommend using it as like a backup device. But with that being said, we're going to begin. And this is a lot of steps. This video is more tailored in a more overall video. Like it's more tailored towards my phone, which is the Galaxy Z Flip 3. But for your phone, your specific phone, you have to do those steps yourself. I'm just going to give you like an overall on how I was able to root my Galaxy Z Flip 3 with Magisk. Okay, and maybe some of these websites would help you. But yeah, I would definitely recommend watching the video, like a guide of your device. But this video is just intended for educational purposes only, and to give you an overhaul of what to expect, while to root your device. And lastly, educational purposes only. I'm not giving, I don't want to take any responsibility. If your device Brits or something your device breaks, pretty much when you want to root and jailbreak, you gotta expect stuff to happen. If nothing happens, you're lucky, but more likely you might very low chance you might break your phone. But it's probably a good chance you have to wipe your phone. So make sure you back up everything. That's just step one. Back up everything. You're gonna have to unlock the bootloader, obviously, in order to root. So do your research beforehand. If you want to buy a phone to root, do your research, okay? Because I would recommend buying a phone rooted because that's probably the easiest way to do it. That's what I used to do, but I got bored and I wanted to learn how to root, so I just was messing around. And a couple of hours of messing around, I finally was able to do it. And I still don't really know how I did it. I was just messing around with a bunch of stuff, and somehow I rooted my phone. One of the hardest phones as my first phone, so I'm pretty proud of myself. So, begin. You guys want to back up your device because rooting will erase everything. You guys can use like Samsung Cloud if you have a Samsung device. You guys can use like Google Drive, or you can copy your files to your PC. How do you guys want to do it? You want to at least make sure your phone is not fully, but at least mostly charged. I recommend at least 70% or higher. You want to have a USB drive, like I said, to connect your phone to your computer. You obviously need a computer or a laptop. So you want to install for me, actually, let me show you this website first. So this is a website that I found that I didn't really use it too much, but it can be helpful to you guys. And they might have a tutorial on your phone, but for me, these are the steps, overall steps right here on how to root. So okay, so and also they have some links here you can click on that can take you directly to it, which is pretty helpful. All right, and this is the one I have right here. This one looks pretty cool, but I have this one right here. Okay, moving on. So first off, I had to install the the drivers for my phone, so Samsung Android USB drivers, and for my, this is for my computer and Windows. So, and then I just click on download here, click on here, and I download it. And after that, um, you want to head over to Odin, and you want to install Odin, which is right here. So you want to scroll down. Yeah, I'm not sure this might be only for Samsung only. I'm not. I think it's for Samsung. It might be Samsung only. So you may brick your device permanently. If this is your first time rooting, start with our beginner-friendly root and your guide before attempting advanced methods. Okay, so you want to install the Odin flashing tool. You want to install. I think I installed this one right here, the latest version. But yeah, you want to install Odin, and then you want to install Magic as well. So once you guys install Odin, let me actually follow these steps. Then you want to go to sammobile.com or samfw.com, which I can't really see behind here. Which one's this? Oh, okay, right here. So samfw, you want to pretty much go your device's settings, right? And you want to find what version you have, and what countries from. I brought this from on eBay, this phone, so it's not from the United States. So this is the exact model I have, and I think what is this right here? This might be the. I know this right here is the model. That's the country or region, and then I believe this might be like. I don't think it's maybe like part of the serial number. Let me see. So this is actually the model. So you find all this information in your settings, and you want to make sure you have the right one. That's really important, obviously. Or it's if you saw the wrong files for your device, then it's not gonna you're gonna screw stuff up, and you're probably gonna break your device since you're installing the wrong files. All right, so pretty much once you guys install Odin, let me actually open up Odin for you guys. Should be here somewhere. Odin, where'd you go? All right, let me see if I go to Odin. Odin. All right, so let me go over to the folder where I have it, and then I'm going to open up Odin. I already had it open. I'm not sure where it went. I think it's right here. There it is. Okay. All right, so here's Odin, guys. We have a BLAP CPCSC. Okay, all this information. So you want to plug in a device eventually, but you want to. These are the files you guys need, right? So let me scroll down. Oh, no, my bad. We have to go back to where we were. Okay, so here I have my device. This is exactly what I have. Android 13. All my information for my specific device, app version, everything. Okay, this is my device. I find all this information in your settings. Oh, big reason. I think I failed the first time while rooting. I think that's why I lost everything. Because I already had my bootloader unlocked because I brought it rooted, so I had to reroute it. So big, really important, guys. Which I can see this, which right here, 7.74. I had no space left, so I was halfway installed it, and then it pretty much messed up my device, boot looped it, whatever. It wouldn't load back to the software, so I had to lose everything. But obviously went back up, which I didn't do, but whatever. You always went back up, and most importantly, have enough space for your files. Okay, they say at least had 10 gigabytes, but wherever you see here, you would have more. Don't have 7. I don't have 7 point. Don't have 8. I would say, if it's 7.74, at least have like 10, 12 gigabytes. Just been a safe side, okay? All right, and then if you scroll down here, you'll see APBLCPCSC home, okay? So we want to install these. Again, this is exactly what we just saw here, okay? So you want to install those files, and pretty much when we install those files, we're going to be plugging it into here. You want to match to what you see, okay? One of them's going to be a little different. Again, we'll get to that in a second. All right, so before you guys do that, or you can do that. You guys want to go to your phone, go to your settings, go to your about phone, go to software information, or however your phone is. You want to click on the build number 7 times. You'll see developer mode has been enabled, and then you guys want to go to settings, developer options. You guys want to turn on OEM unlocking and turn on USB debugging. Okay. After you're gonna do that, you want to turn off the phone, and you're gonna want to put the phone into factory. I think it's like the factory settings or whatever. So you look that up on your phone on how to do that. So I think for me it was hold volume up, volume down, and then you want to plug your phone to your PC, and then you enter the download mode. All right, on the blue screen, you want to long press the volume up to unlock the bootloader, and the phone will wipe and restart. That's normal. You want to go through this up again, Wi-Fi, Google accounts, go through the whole phone setup, and then your phone, will come back on, and you should have the bootloader unlocked. Okay, So now you want to patch the boot image with Magisk. So on your PC, you want to extract the firmware you downloaded. Like I said before, this is the information, okay? CSC, AP, BL, and CP. These files right here, okay? You see this in the beginning. All right, so you want to find the AP file right here. As you see, these are 500, 556, 72 megabytes. These are small. This one sits over 6 gigabytes. This is the big boy. Okay, so you want to find this AP file, okay? And you want to open up using 7-zip or WinRAR, okay? To open the ap.tor.md5. All right, inside you want to look for the boot.image.iz4 and extract it to your desktop. Convert boot.img iz4 to boot.img. All right, so all right, let me repeat these steps. Okay, so for you want to find the AP file, which we have right here. Okay, and then on your PC, you open the firmware you downloaded. So the big .zip or tar.md5. So look for the file that starts with AP. It'll be the biggest file, as we said. You want to pull out the boot file. So right click on the AP file. You want to choose open with 7-zip or WinRAR. And then you want to scroll until you find boot.img.I or LZ4. You want to drag that to your desktop. And then you want to convert to boot.img. So you want to download a small tool called iz4.exe, which is Google's IZ or LZ for Windows download. And then you want to put that and the exe file in the same folder. And you want to drag it in top of the iz4.exe. And you see a new file called img. So pretty much what we're doing, guys, is you want to go over to Magisk. You want to download Magisk on your phone, and then pretty much you're using the AP file. You're gonna put that in. Pretty much plug your phone in, and then you want to put the AP file that push that back to your phone, and then you want to go to Magisk, and then you want to install that AP file. Like you want to flash it, okay, through Magisk. All right, and then once you flash it, you're gonna get a new file that's saved in your downloads or whatever. You want to grab that or your recents in your folders. You want to grab that file and then put that file back to your computer. All right, and then pretty much what you're gonna do is you want to then you want to pretty much turn off your phone, go back to download modes, turn off your phone, hold the volume up plus volume down, and plug it into the PC, and then you go back to download mode. And then you want to once your phone's plugged in, obviously to the computer, and you're in download mode, you then want to go back to Odin. All right, and then let me see here. Here's the Odin application. Open that. Okay. All right, and then what we want to do is you want to pretty much click onto it, each of these files, and you want to pretty much for this one will be this one, and then you have BL. So I don't have it plugged in right now, but you want to pretty much click on these, and you want to click on the corresponding one, and then make sure you convert to each one correctly. So I believe the matches file you're gonna they carried over. I believe that would be at the AP slot. Let me double check. So for root, you could just leave all them blank besides the AP file, put the matches there, or you can put all of them in. I believe so. AP would be the matches file, and then BL, and then CP, and then CSC. You want to pretty much file this right here. So right here, home CS that goes there, and then oh, not sure why I didn't come up. Oh, it's not responding. You want to pretty much follow the correspondence here. Did it go? Okay, and then CP. You want to put the CP, and then AP. You want to put the matches file, which I don't have here, but I'll just put this whatever. So you want to correspond all of them, and then while your phone is plugged in, you're gonna see it up here. And then once you guys do that, you then want to I believe you have to go over to yeah. So you want to click on option before you click on anything. Make sure you guys click on options. Come on. Okay, so once you have all the files here, I had to close it because it wasn't responding. You then before you want to click on start, it's really important. Go to options, and then once you're in options, you want to uncheck auto reboot, and then you just want to keep on just reset time. Okay, and that's it. And then after that, you can just click on, you see it saved. You just click on start. Once everything's plugged in, your phone's plugged in, and you see your phone, you're going to click on start. It's going to load up here. One of these bars is going to load, and then it should have a green check mark saying pass. If it loads, like, if it takes more than like 20, 30 minutes, you have to restart it. Like, you go out, go back in, and restart everything over and over. You already have the matches file, so you should have to restart. But you should have a green check if you did everything correctly. And then once you guys do that, once it says pass, that means that the patch boot image was flashed successfully. So what you guys would do, which is really important, you guys want to boot into recovery mode. So after it finishes, your phone will still be in the download mode. You want to hold the power plus the volume down until the screen turns off. And then immediately switch to the power plus the volume up, which allows you to boot into recovery mode. And then while you're in recovery mode, you want to use the volume buttons to highlight reboot system now, and then press the power to click on to do it. And then once you guys do that, your phone will reboot into the Android with the Patch Magis boot image installed. So to check this, you guys want to open up the Magis app that you have, and you should see it should say installed, and that means that you guys are rooted. So yeah, that's really it. It's not simple, but you've played around with it, you should, pretty much eventually, hopefully, figure it out. And then you can even try and install from the Play Store, install screen root checker, and that will check right there. You get if you're actually rooted, guys. And lastly, when I did it, I did it like maybe like a month ago. I should have made this video like right after I did it because it's fresh in my mind, but I waited a little long. But once as soon as you guys do it, I believe like my phone restarted like an extra time or something, and I was like, crap, it didn't work. And then like when my phone restarted, I never the only difference was that I saw that the Magis app was already installed after like I reset it again. So I was like, yeah, it's not gonna work. I had to I thought like I messed up, I had to redo it, but I saw the Magis app already there, and I was like, that's weird, that it was already there. So then, I clicked onto the Magis app, then it showed like root, or it showed like in the Magis app it showed like it was installed. I was like, oh wait, that's okay. And then I installed root checker from the Play Store, and then it came up with the prompt, and I allowed it, and then it said I was successfully rooted. So yeah, just gotta mess around with it. But hopefully I give you guys an overall good view on how to do it. If you guys want me to make a specific tutorial to like your phone, I can try. But again, if I don't have your phone, I don't either. Then it's gonna be really hard for me to make a tutorial. Unless you guys want to send me the phone, and I can make a video on how to root it. That's definitely a possibility. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.